this is Pinky, your friend from China. So today I'm testing this super cheap cold wind fan. I bought online for just 24 yuan, around $3. It connects to below 16 Celsius cold air, which sounds amazing for summer, right? But here is the thing. I've seen a lot of 5-star reviews on the site, and honestly, I'm not sure if they are real. It looks promising, and I really needed something to cool down a bit, but I don't fully trust the hype. So I decided to buy it and find out for myself. First of all, the design. It actually kind of look like a mini hair dryer, right? The shape is unusual for a fan, but I guess that's part of the cooling mechanism design. It's really lightweight and compact. It uses USB charging. According to the advertisement, the cooling works through a semiconductor. Where is that? Similar to what car mini fridge use. Honestly, sometimes when I see too many 5-star reviews for a $3 gadget, I just get suspicious. So let's see if this thing actually works or if the reviews are just paid bots. Alright, let's talk about how the fan actually feels. When I first turned it on and sat right in front of it, I could definitely feel some cool air. It's not ice cold or anything like an air conditioner, but yeah, it's more refreshing than a regular desk fan. I wouldn't call it 16 degrees though. It just doesn't feel that cold. I'd describe it as lightly cool, maybe like the kind of breeze you get near a fridge door when you open it. But of course, feelings can be subjective, so I decided to test it with a thermometer.
Alright, let's run a temperature test to see if this 16-degree fan actually works. The room temperature right now is 27.5 degrees Celsius, so let's keep an eye on that.
The fan might sound a little noisy, but don't worry, I'll lower the fan volume in editing later. We'll do a proper noise test afterward too. Now, let's see if this fan can actually make the air any cooler. Though, let's be honest, I'm not expecting it to drop all the way to 16 degrees Celsius. That sounds a little too magical. Oh, the temperature just went up. Wait, let's rewind and take another look. Yep, right after about 30 seconds of turning the fan on, the number goes from 27.5 to 27.6 degrees Celsius, which is a bit unexpected. Maybe it's the way the sensor reacts to the airflow, or maybe there is some internal heat from the fan itself. The temperature kept rising slowly, although it started getting harder to read the exact digits on camera. By the 3-minute mark, we hit 27.9 degrees Celsius, and around 5 minutes, it went up to 28.1 degrees Celsius. So yeah, not only did the fan not cool the room, it actually made things slightly warmer. To be fair, this isn't a room air conditioner. The fan is small and it's not meant to change the whole room temperature.
But based on the marketing, you'd expect at least some kind of cooling, right? After that, the temperature stayed more or less the same. No significant drop, so overall, no evidence of a cold wind in terms of room temperature. Now let's test the noise levels. The background noise in the room was around 40 to 45 decibels, which is similar to a quiet room or a library. When I turned on the fan at the low setting, the noise jumped to about 62 decibels. That's roughly the same level as a normal conversation, so it's noticeable, but still acceptable for desk use. But when I switched it to the high setting, things got loud. It went all the way up to around 19 decibels, which is more like standing next to a busy road or a loud blender. So, if you are sensitive to noise, or if you plan to use it while studying or sleeping, you'll probably want to stick to the lowest setting or use headphones.
So based on this test, I've got to say it's hard to argue that this fan actually lived up to the hype. It claims to blow out 60-degree cold air, but in reality, the room temperature didn't drop, it went up a little. There was definitely no cold wind in any real measurable sense. And I even took it outside. It was like 38 degrees Celsius out there. Super hot. So if this thing really pumped out 16-degree air, you'd expect to feel an instant icy blast, right? But guess what? I hit the power button, and yeah, it didn't feel like a cooling gadget. It looked like a hair dryer, and honestly, it worked like one too. Now, to be fair, it's only 24 yuan. That's about $3. So maybe this performance kinda matches the price. But is it false advertising? Oh, 100% yes. And the sea of fake 5-star reviews online? Even worse. That's the real crack here. Anyway, that's it for this round of Pinky's product reviews. When's next one? Who knows? It depends on when I feel like it. But if there is something you are curious about and want me to check out, drop it in the comment. See you next time.